Isn't it funny that Terence Bud Crawford, Mr. Crawford, is saying the exact same thing I've been telling y'all? He don't want to hear about no car accident excuse. Landry, he need to retire. He look different. So he just did an interview laughing at y'all. He like, look, I already told y'all, once I beat him, y'all gonna blame the car accident. Y'all wasn't gonna say it when he was beating everybody else, but when I beat him, y'all gonna blame everything. He don't look right. So this is what everybody was saying in my comments. These are the Facebook doctors. You guys are the Facebook doctors. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. There's clearly something wrong with that man. He seemed to be degenerating at a rapid pace after winning 2 championship fights. I'm not a huge Stephen A. fan, but I have to agree with him on this. Plus, Roy Jones said the same thing. He did take punishment, might never be the same, looked slow and easy to hurt. So everybody is saying he need to retire after getting his ass whooped once in his whole career. His first loss, everybody said he need to retire. So Mr. Crawford just was on Hot 97, and he is responding to that question. Let's listen.
A person that came together. We made one of the biggest fights of this century.
So Bud, let me ask, people have speculated because Errol was in a car accident and had some physical setbacks leading into this fight, that maybe he wasn't, at the top of his game. People even said, I saw on the internet anyway. So it's unsubstantiated, that he didn't look all the way there. He didn't look prepared. What is your assessment?
I feel as if I said what I said years ago. If you can pull up the interviews that I've done in the past, you can see what I said. I said, listen, once we fight and when we fight, there will be a lot of excuses. They're gonna say, oh, he's been at 140 so long, oh, that accident, oh, this, oh, that. I said, I'm prepared for that. I said, I'm not worried about, any of those negative things because I'm so used to it that it doesn't bother me anymore. Every fight that I fight, there's an excuse for the opponent. Either they shaming the opponent or they not giving me credit for my victory. So I knew that would come. That's the main reason why when a lot of people were saying, oh, fight Errol. I said, man, listen, I don't never want to fight Errol coming off an accident of that magnitude. I want him to get back right, get back 100%, and then I want to fight him at his best. That way, nobody can say anything. Errol Spence came back and he fought Danny Garcia, and he looked good. He didn't look 100%. He looked good though, And I
Exactly what I said. I said when he fought Danny Garcia, he didn't look 100%, but he looked good and he still was able to beat him. Probably at 70%, he still was able to beat Danny Garcia, a guy that's a pro that probably lost, 2 times going into that fight? And his 2 times was against Porter and who else he fought?
was there live at that fight, and I remember getting into it with a couple of his family members because they was like, yeah, you see that? I said, man, listen, he looked good, you know what I mean? But he didn't look 100%. He didn't look great, you know. And then they was just like, yeah, he gonna look great against you. I was like, yeah, give him some time, let him get back, together. He got his feet wet. So when he fought Ugas, he looked spectacular.
Right.
What I say? It was stoppage. He looked amazing fighting him. Ugas ended up getting him too. And y'all saying, man, when you get hit a certain type of way, it will reevaluate and it will aggregate your brain and your left eye. And it would do. He was getting rocked by Ugas, but nothing ended up happening until he fought Crawford. And now everything just, his old accident 4 years ago just flashed back on him and messed up his body. Even though he been doing the training camps for months of people beating him up and hitting him. Okay.
He looked strong. He did what he had to do, but me and Ugas got a different style. So after the Ugas fight, I was like, okay, now let's get this fight underway, because not only would it means more for both of us because we the only two champions and we the top two welterweights in the division, and everybody want to see it. But now we can fight for all the marbles and fight for undisputed. So everything played out the way it was supposed to play out, because when you think about it, what if we would have fought earlier, probably 2019, 2020, and we would have just beat Ugas or one of
Like you feel like this played out the story arc of the
fought for history,
right.
If we would have fought then, it wouldn't mean as much as it did right now. So him coming off of that great win with Ugas, and then us fighting right after that. Can't nobody say, oh well, the car accident, the eye injury. They can't use that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people was trying to use that, but you got to look at the body of work that he did after the car accident.
Right.
After the eye injury. So there was no excuses, or there was no, oh, he was in a car accident, or that slowed him down, or he had an eye injury, and that's not the eye injury was when he was training to fight Pacquiao, and he fought Ugas after the eye injury, and he fought Danny Garcia and Ugas after the car accident. The last little car accident JD got into, the little kid had rear end him or something like that, and it wasn't no injuries sustained with that car accident.
So I tried to tell y'all, stop trying to make excuses. He got his ass whooped. It wasn't he looked slow. He always looks slow. He got his ass whooped. That's it. He don't need to retire because he got his ass whooped. It's like, why nobody ain't say Bud got shot in the back of his head? But am I correct? Let me know in the comments if I'm right. Did Bud, yes or no, get shot in the back of his head? So Facebook doctors, nothing can come back when you get punched in the back of your head off that shooting, huh? But don't need a car accident.